just talking about your team's chances of making the playoffs. After a 1-8 start, what has led to this recent success?
I think that we got to a point where we had to learn through experience, play the tough teams early, figure out what we need to work on better.
Picture this, you're Kelsey Mitchell. You've been with the Fever for years, through good times and bad. You're their top scorer, second only to the legendary Tamika Catchings. But now you're facing free agency. Do you stay or do you go? Let's break down this massive decision. So, it's no secret that the Indiana Fever have been a major underdog recently. Over the course of 7 years, 4 different coaches have guided the team to losing records. It's not easy. In spite of everything, Kelsey Mitchell has continued to shine brightly. She has kept the Fever's chances alive by putting up stats.
You're a vet. This is your team, Kelsey Mitchell, and to assume the role to be additive to Caitlin's game.
Kelsey's awesome. I mean, she just steps up in big moments. That's just what she's done. She's done it all year, and I'm really happy for her. She's got a ton of confidence, and she's been huge for us.
Things start to get tricky now. A major choice must be made by the Fever. To keep Mitchell from becoming a free agent, they must either make her a core qualifying offer or do nothing. The Fever are attempting to plan their next move in what feels like a game of chess in basketball. Now, tell me about this essential qualifying offer. Mitchell is going to be really happy about it. If the Fever choose this path, they will have the only right to negotiate with her. The catch, though, is that it includes a supermax compensation of at least $241,000 for a single year. At her current $212,000, that's a significant increase. Looks good, doesn't it? Oh, hold on a second. There is some financial leeway in the Fever's budget. They will have more money to work with now that Erica Wheeler's $100,000 contract is no longer owed. It's like discovering hidden cash in your sofa cushions, only more thrilling. You may be asking what general manager Lynn Dunn of the Fever thinks about this. She has some ideas, I suppose. According to Dunn, Kelsey exemplifies the type of player who has been with the team for 6 or 7 years but has never made the playoffs. Dealing with losing seasons must be challenging, he added. It is my sincere wish that the past 2 years have given her the confidence that we are heading in the right direction. Clearly, Dunn is rooting for Mitchell to remain. I want Kelsey to be happy, she reiterated firmly. Even though it's hard to see, I want her to know that she can accomplish all her goals here. Without begging, she seems to be attempting to persuade Mitchell to remain. Excellent choice, Dunn. Now listen up, the team's trajectory and financial backing aren't the only factors at play. Mitchell should be reflecting about her life's work, her goals for the future, and her impact on the world. Is being the hero for the Fever something she aspires to be? Is she hoping to start over somewhere else? Picture this, Mitchell opts to remain. Her presence might serve as the foundation for the Fever's entire approach. Since she is currently their second leading scorer all time, why not give it her best? However, Indiana will have to start over from the beginning if she departs. Finding a new star to base their operations on would be a daunting task. Lastly, we must not overlook the admirers. With each successive lost season, they have endured immense hardship. The decision to retain Mitchell may indicate that things are improving. It's as if the team is promising the fans that things will improve soon. Okay, now we can discuss the revolutionary idea that has everyone talking, introducing Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom who is making waves and shattering records everywhere she goes. Not only is this girl talented, but she is also changing the game for rookies in the WNBA. Who among us is truly amazed? Amazing Sue Bird herself, none other than she. Believe me when I say that everyone pays attention when Sue Bird speaks. Clark's influence on the game, particularly his speed, has been much praised by her. Bird pointed out, pace of play trumps physicality. Well, it's really hard. It can have your head spinning. The fact that it came from one of the all-time greats is very impressive. The trouble is though, speed isn't the only factor. Clark has a remarkable knack for finding open teammates and getting points when the ball is sent up the floor. Everyone else seems to be playing checkers, but she's playing chess.
You know, I'm just really thankful. I'm trying to soak in every single second because, yeah, it's really surreal, and it kind of brings a little tear to my eye.
I said once she gets a break and then plays, some of these other teams, then you'll probably see her play.
As the season progresses and opponents begin to experience weariness, Clark's style becomes even more lethal. You might be asking, hold on a second, isn't the WNBA known for its rough and tumble style of play? Is Clark dealing with that? Okay. Well, Bird says that Clark is adjusting really well. According to her, she's definitely getting used to it, which is trouble for everybody else. Envision a rookie that not only makes it through the league's physically demanding games, but thrives at them. We should discuss the possibility of a collaboration between Clark and Mitchell. Imagine this: Clark, a rookie sensation who can dish out assists like they're going out of style, and Mitchell, an experienced scorer with a killing instinct, were partnered together. It's a basketball equivalent of peanut butter and jelly. Mitchell possesses an extraordinary talent for creating her own shot and scoring from any part of the court. Then you throw in Clark's passing ability and excellent vision. The defense is reeling from Mitchell's sudden surge in quality looks. Opponents are living in misery while Fever fans are ecstatic. Clark also has a knack for scoring goals. In college, this lady has been setting record after record. Now she's taking her ferocity to a professional level. Keep in mind the difficulty of protecting both Clark and Mitchell. Where is your emphasis? Choose your poison wisely, for you're bound to get into trouble in any case. However, offense is only one aspect. Clark has this contagious enthusiasm. She initiates play, challenges the defense, and generates chances seemingly out of nowhere. You have a backcourt that can compete with the best in the league when you add Mitchell's leadership and experience to the mix. The exciting part begins now. The addition of Clark will have an impact beyond simply enhancing the team's performance. It's about transforming the Fever's culture as a whole. They have been mired in this cycle of reconstruction for an extremely long time. However, if you're with Clark, you can't help but feel like a major event is about to unfold.
Yeah, I think I kind of struggled there. Got a little hot, got a little cold, especially to start this second half. I honestly subbed myself out of the game to get a quick breather. So I think that's where they got a lot of deflections and just some soft passing that Indiana's going to pick off as well.
So guess what? Perhaps that enthusiasm will be the deciding factor in Mitchell's continued employment. Given that Mitchell has had so many trying seasons, wouldn't he like to see what this fresh, dynamic pair is capable of? It's as if you're standing on the very foundation of something monumental. However, let us be honest for a moment. It isn't easy to construct a squad around a pair of scoring guards, make sure everyone gets a fair share of the ball, and assemble a strong supporting cast to round out their abilities. Keep an eye out whether the Fever managed to achieve that fine balance. The Indiana Fever's future is worth discussing, therefore let's do that.
When you see score like the player's turn away and it's fast and up tempo, and so I'm going to always align, based on how she's playing and how the game is going.
I think we've gotten a lot better, just like understanding each other as we're playing the game. Looking for each other when each other's hot, like Kelsey got hot there.
Think about it. Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark are both spearheading the effort. Imagine a basketball fantasy realized. Wouldn't you agree? 2-point guards who can put a grin on the face of their opponents and light up the scoreboard. The points are important, but that's not all. It's all about the enthusiasm, the thrill, and the chance to salvage this franchise. Imagine a team that consists of Mitchell, who can get up and down the court with the speed of light, and Clark, who has amazing court vision and can seemingly conjure up plays at will. It's as if the court were graced with the musical genius of two conductors, each lending their own distinct style to the orchestra. However, assembling a squad that relies on two guards who can consistently put up big numbers isn't as simple as it may seem. There must be an adequate supply of ball for everyone, as if you and your best buddy were both about to die of starvation and tried to split a pizza. It tastes great, but someone might feel cheated at the end. Defense should also not be overlooked. Having defensive experts on hand is crucial when facing a team with Mitchell and Clark, two attacking giants. It's the same as owning two race cars without proper braking equipment. A victory in the race requires both, isn't it? How will the Fever's future strategy be affected by Mitchell's choice to sign a free agent contract? Yes, it's enormous. The Fever may center their strategy around this explosive pair if Mitchell stays. Their recruitment efforts can center on acquiring players that complement each other, such as big men who can clear the boards, shooters who can distribute the floor, and defenders who can protect Mitchell and Clark. Now what happens if Mitchell decides to go? That is an entirely different matter. The Fever would need to start all over from the beginning. If they wanted to keep Clark on the team, they'd have to recruit another superstar or alter their approach entirely. It's as if, in the middle of baking a cake, you discover that you have no eggs left. Either come up with an alternative or start from scratch with a different recipe. We can discuss the playoffs now. The Fever's postseason prospects will increase dramatically if they are able to hold on to Mitchell and nurture Clark's potential. Two players who can dictate play, set up their own shots, and elevate their teammates to new heights are at our beck and call. Like a secret code in a computer game, it makes things much easier all of a sudden. However, skill alone is insufficient.
Jalen, the space that you guys play in, your ability to run the floor, and your vision up the court is one of the things that everybody talks about. Your low.
My hands a lot. Obviously, need to get that down some, but you know we'll live with it, and we survived the day. That's all that matters.
I'm proud of these girls, and you know we have a tough stretch of games here early in the season, and I think this is going to be a good one to learn from.
Discovering that ideal equilibrium is all about chemistry. For the Fever to succeed, Mitchell and Clark must be accompanied by the most suitable supporting actors. Players capable of setting screens, grabbing rebounds, and playing physical defense would be necessary. Collecting the pieces is similar to putting together a puzzle. While Mitchell and Clark certainly steal the show, the rest of the cast is essential for a whole production. The ripple effect throughout the league must also be considered. Mitchell and Clark on the same Fever squad would be an incredible viewing experience. This backcourt tandem would force other teams to adjust their strategies accordingly. Just as when a new superhero team-up film hits theaters, the entire scene shifts as word gets out. But the real question is, will the Fever be able to pull it off? Is it possible for them to form a championship squad around Mitchell's commitment to remain, help Clark reach her full potential, and win the championship? It will be challenging. Skilled teams and astute front offices abound in the WNBA. The Fever would have to think outside the box, plot their moves, and hope for the best. So put it in your mind, there may be a new WNBA powerhouse on the horizon if all the stars align. In the blink of an eye, the Fever may go from being a lottery club every year to a playoff contender. Seeing the metamorphosis of a caterpillar into a butterfly is a metaphor for this process.